Dude, I think the most important thing is giving people value. I think giving value is the most important thing ever, but it's a lot harder because there's different characters, different personalities. People want and need different things. Yeah. So I think before you go ahead and you give people value, you really got to know what they want and what they need and how you can be an asset for them, not a liability at that time in life, exactly. And that certain time, yeah. Which is kind of hard to do. And also you want to give value without expecting anything in return. Which, man, that's hard because a lot of people, especially in the business world, as you know, is people give you things and they expect something in return. Yeah. Right? They're like, okay, I'll give you this, but remember, I gave that to you. Yeah. And hit me up later. Yeah. So I think you really got to find it in you to give people value because you mean it. Yeah. And it'll come back and it'll benefit you in the long run.
Yeah, I want to pick on something that you said there that I thought was really valuable was you have to give without expecting anything in return.
100%.
And yeah. I feel like once you realize that in life, that's it. The sky's the limit for you, you know? Because I feel like everyone, like you said, everyone is being sold to nowadays.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Everyone's trying to sell. Everyone wants to take your money. It's annoying. And I feel like once you come to a realization that you don't expect anything from anyone, you live a lot better, you know?
Yeah, you're more at peace.
Yeah. Because if you're a businessman, if you're a salesman, and you're just knocking on doors here and there, expecting everyone to buy, you're going to have a horrible day because I can guarantee you at least 80% will not buy. Mm-hmm. And even with your friends, it's crazy, but even your friends, people always say who you surround yourself with is, you know, your network is your net worth, you know? Yeah. And there could be some toxic people in your life that right now that you don't even know it. And
they're not even bringing you value.
They're not bringing you value. Yeah. I feel like when you look at relationships that way, it really takes a toll and it really steps you back and sees, is this person really who I want them to be? Do I really need them in my life?
Why are you their friend in the first place?
Because especially after I graduated high school, I realized like, man, like a lot of my friends, mind you, I talk to maybe a handful of people from high school now. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, like everyone has like acquaintances, you know, like everyone has those people just to keep them company, you know, keep them comfortable while they're doing whatever they're doing. But at the end of the day, if you want to surround yourself with people that actually bring you value, you need to provide value up front first. And then once you do that, you can't expect anything in return, you know?
You got to kind of let it sink in, let it take its toll, and then it'll come back. Exactly. Yeah, man, but I think with the friends thing, it's a lot of people have friends that really are negative. Like you might be a great person, really positive, a lot of good energy, you're grinding, whatever, and then you surround yourself with people who are just not at your level, who are just mentally, the mindset, right? Everything goes back to mindset. They're just not there.
Exactly.
They might be, you know, extremes, might be doing drugs or just might not be doing homework. They want to go party with you every weekend, and they kind of suck you into that world where you don't need to be there. Yeah. And you know it's bad for you, but since they're your friends, you go ahead and do it. I think also it's very important that you have standards for yourselves. Not only in a friendship, in business, girlfriend, boyfriend relationship, overall, you have to have standards for yourself.
100%.
You know, because some people, they're just really insecure about themselves. They kind of let themselves be get taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. But I think in anything, in life, in business especially, you have to have standards for yourself. Yeah. If things aren't going the way you want them to go, then it's time to cut that person off and move on.
Yeah, and I always like to say, like, if you're the smartest one in your circle, get a new circle. You know, because it's like at the end of the day, like if you want to be somewhere in life, if you have a goal for yourself, you need to surround yourself with people that have either been there or are on that journey with you. Because if you, again, like having standards for yourself, if you're hanging around people that, you know, do drugs, do this, do that, party every weekend, you know, and that's not the life you're trying to live, then what are you doing with them? You know,
you have no business.
You have no business with them. So it's, at the end of the day, I like to say that because I like to surround myself with people higher than me so that I can meet their standards, you know? And if you guys have that balance, then you have no choice but to grow and to learn from them. You know, it's funny because when I was in high school and I used to work out like in the gym, you know, I used to always, Carlos. I used to work out with Carlos.
He's crazy, by the way.
And yeah, he's a crazy Puerto Rican
He's
guy.
Intense,
but I love that guy. Yeah,
He's
but
intense.
I always think back, and it's such a good example because, one, I was super skinny back then. I mean, I still am, but he was a big, strong dude, and a sophomore coming in, he kind of took me under his wing, and he showed me the ropes, this and that. But he's like, "You're gonna work out with me," and I didn't really realize it until later on. But working out with him, working out with someone better than me, bigger than me, stronger than me, it really put me to that next level.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like you can implement that in in relationships, in any type of business deal, because if you really put yourself where you want to be and you train with that person, it's even like having a mentor. That's what a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need a mentor. I don't need this or that." You don't need it. It just cuts that learning curve, And mentors just, they're where you want them to be, and it's where you want to be. So it's kind of like, it really gives you that value that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's tricky because I've heard both sides of people that say it's imperative to have a mentor to become successful.
Yeah.
And I also hear people who say that you don't necessarily need a mentor. It's kind of your own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like your life is completely different than their life, your mentor's life, and different circumstances. And I understand both sides, but I do want to say no one makes it to the top on their own. That's for sure. Whether you have a mentor or not, you don't necessarily need a mentor. You can listen to people, to podcasts, motivational podcasts or videos, or go to conferences. You can educate yourself, not have a mentor, but you used resources. You didn't just do it on your own.
Yeah.
You used resources to get to that success.
Exactly.
Or you can have a one-to-one mentor, and you can meet with them every week or whatever the case may be, and that can also get you to the level. So I think it's really whatever works best for you, as long as you get there, kind of thing. But just know you're not gonna get there on your own. You're gonna need to do your homework and research and get to know people and make connections. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I'm not necessarily advocating for mentors. I have mentors in my life that I consider mentors. It could be my dad. It could be, coaches. Those are mentors to me. I don't have like a life coach or anything that I go to every week. Some people do. There's nothing wrong with that, It definitely cuts the learning curve. But like you said, I understand people that don't have mentors. And for the most part, whatever I've learned in my life, in my career now with marketing, school, this and that, like I've pretty much done that by learning from other people's mistakes, but also work on my own,
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of both, right?
It's a mix of both. It's a mix of both. I feel like experience is the best teacher.
Yeah.
And
100%.
But the thing is, a lot of people that do have those mentors, they feel like, okay, I can take a step back.
Oh, yeah.
And they expect them to do, but it doesn't work that way. You need to meet them in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because you get trained so hard, but then when you get to that networking event, or when you get to this, and you get to that business deal, and you want to sell right away, that's you can't teach kindness, is what I'm trying to get at. You can definitely be mentored by a salesman that's top dog at your firm or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you want to go make long lasting relationships and you want to make a difference, you need to have that kindness, because if selling and converting is your strategy, then you're gonna lose every time.
100%.
Every time.
Yeah.
But
because people are so used to being sold to, Gabe. Exactly. Everybody's being sold to. Like, oh, here comes this kid. He's gonna try to sell me something again.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do? You have to be different. You gotta think outside the box. Okay, this guy is so used to being sold to. How can I change that but still try to sell him my product?
Yeah.
And how do you do that? By being kind, by being personal with this person,
exactly.
Knowing how you can add value to this person. Start off with that. Maybe you do your research and you find out that he likes Italian food, and you might have been to Italy last week or whatever, one time in your life. So you start with that. You try to make them feel happy. Try to make them feel like if they're on your side.
Yeah.
And then you can try to sell them your product.
Exactly. I always like to say that business is personal. Like, I hate when people say, "Oh, it's business.
It's just
business. Don't take it personal."
You could be mean.
But whatever. I don't like that at all, because business is personal. You have a one-on-one connection with someone. I don't care how far technology comes. I don't care how social media goes. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a one-to-one intimate conversation, connection with someone in person, then your business will go nowhere. You like, that's what I love so much about, you know, marketing and this, because yeah, you do have that technology side, you do have that online digital, you know, side of it. But if you don't go out and make connections and actually make a long lasting appearance and impact on somebody, then it means nothing whatever you're doing online.
Yeah, I say it every time. If you have 1,000 friends, that'll bring you more money than if I give you $1,000 cash right now.
Yeah.
Because those friends, right, out of 1,000, let's say very minimum, 5 people become big CEOs and whatever, and later on in life you meet up with them again and they remember you from that little networking event 10 years ago. They might hire you. I think the biggest misconception in our society today, especially around business, is that people confuse kindness with being weak. And it's the complete opposite, man. Like, kindness I see it as a strength. If you're able to be kind to someone, that says a lot about who you are and your values and what you really mean, what you're about, right? So I think, you know, people tell me all the time, you know, they ask me about business, how I approach business strategies. I'm like, I'm upfront kind to people. I'm who I am. And they're like, oh, but that's not going to work. They're going to take advantage of you. That's a big one I get. If you're kind, they're going to take advantage of you. You know, maybe some people will. But overall, the overwhelming majority respond in a kind manner back if you're kind up front.
And 100%. There's a very fine line between being kind and then having someone take advantage of you. And if you can find that middle ground, I think you're in the perfect spot, you know? Because at the end of the day, like you said, if you were to meet friends 10 years from now that are those top big CEOs and they remember you from that networking 10 years ago, oh, hey, you know, that relationship, you know, resurfaces and they remember, damn, he was kind to me. He bought me a drink. He did this. You know, he didn't try to sell me right away. You know, that can go a very long way. I feel like, again, in this society, everyone is just everyone's being bombarded by sales. Everyone's trying to dollars. That's not how to go about business.
It's a mentality. People, too many business people I know have a money mentality. They will sell, even if they don't believe in their product, they will try to sell it to you and try to convince you that it's the best thing that ever happened. Right? And that's a big flaw and mistake. Because you first of all, you got to believe in your product. That you got to believe yourself that it's the best product ever.
For sure.
And you got to believe, look, I'm going to sell you this because I know that it's going to bring you so much value. And I truly believe that. So I try to convince you about it. And then number 2 is that you gotta be nice to them and be different than all these salesmen that they've met in the past.
Exactly. No, like you said, 100%. At the end of the day, sales can't be your selling tactic. As weird as that may sound, like if you're kind and you're trying to be nice about things and that's your tactic, you know, people have like a whole sales script and stuff. People always ask me, hey, what do you do to get sales? You know, this and that, what's your script? I'm like, bro, like, to be honest, I'm just personal with people, you know? If you talk to a salesman and you ask them what's the first thing you do, I'm sure they're going to tell you, you know, you ask them a series of questions, you know, to get those underlying needs to see if your product suits them. I still do that, but I don't bombard them with sales right away, you know? You can tell from a mile away, especially people in the industry already, they can tell, oh yeah, he's going to come try to sell me this, you know? You gotta separate yourself. You gotta be different. You gotta separate yourself, you know. And at the end of the day, it's true. People have your money. People have your money. It's out there to be collected. But people are just going about it the wrong way.
Either A, they're not going out and talking to anybody, or B, they're talking to the wrong people. They're talking to people who won't give them money, who are not in the same business, right? So how I see it is, strangers have your money. Literally, they have your money. So you have to go out there and step out of your comfort zone. At least for me, I'm more comfortable now because I've done it a lot. But in the beginning, I can tell you that it was hard as hell to just go up to someone, random person, never met, older than me for sure, and spark a conversation.
For sure, yeah.
And it's hard. We're not saying that it's easy, but that's what you have to do.
It takes practice.
Because that lady, that guy has my money, and they can potentially give it to me. You know? And as you know, being a realtor, everywhere I go, I give my business cards. My friends know that I'm just my business card. I always have a pack on me. And just boom, 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 boom. You never know who needs to sell or buy a home.
No, exactly. And again, business is all about relationships. But in order to create that long-lasting relationship, you have to start with kindness.
What's up, everyone? It's Anthony and Gabe here from the Mindset Podcast. We want to thank all of you so much for entering into our Chipotle giveaway. We unfortunately can only pick 2 winners for this one, but we have many more giveaways to come.
That's right, and thank you again for all who entered, but congratulations to these 2 winners. at Janelle Alexis and at Andres.Morejon. Those two, congratulations. DM us within the next 24 hours to claim your prize.